Good evening, everyone. Today's session is on Bluetooth technology, how we use Bluetooth in our daily usage, and what are the applications of Bluetooth, and what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages, and basically what is the architecture of Bluetooth technology. So, we will be covering this topic, and let us begin with this topic. So first of all, when we talk about Bluetooth is a technology which basically is an open standard for short range digital radio, and it is used to interconnect a variety of devices. It could be your phone, it could be your PDA, it could be your notebooks, computers, it could be modems. There are a number of things which can be connected through Bluetooth, so that we can transfer our data, so that we can like you may say, if you have your data something on your mobile and you want to transfer it on the system, so you may use that particular thing. Or Bluetooth is like nowadays we are using microphones, we are using the speakers also. There are number of techniques, there are number of applications which are basically built on this. And this is basically by how it is developed. It is a single chip low cost radio based wireless network technology. So it would be a wireless network technology that is very useful. So over here, like, we have our system, and that is connected with a computer system. So here, with the help of Bluetooth technology, it is easily connected with your, it is basically an interconnection between two devices, right? So let us see some of the features, characteristics of Bluetooth. It is basically simplifying communication between devices and the internet. Data synchronization is possible because we are transferring the synchronizing the data. Operate in license exempt ISM band at 2.4 gigahertz. Uses frequency hopping spread spectrum. Omnidirectional, no requiring line of sight. So there are number of features that is used, that is provided by this technology. Bluetooth offers data speeds of up to 1 Mbps and up to 10 meters. Short range wireless radio technology. Unlike IDRA, Bluetooth supports a LAN-like mode where multiple devices can interact with each other. The key limitations of Bluetooth are security and interference with wireless LANs. Short range wireless radio technology. So it is basically, these are the number of you may say, these are the number of features that are provided by Bluetooth. So let us cover one by one, like how it works. Bluetooth is a pan technology, right? Like how it is pan technology? It is basically offering fast and reliable transmission for both voice and data. It is not only meant for data, like only you are sending some messages over it, or you are transferring the data, right? It can be transfer, like you can have your voice, you can use the voice data also over it. Can support either one asynchronous data channel with up to 3 simultaneous synchronous speed channels, or one channel that transfers asynchronous data and synchronous speech simultaneously. So there are a number of features that are provided by Bluetooth PAN technology. Support for both, because like it is supporting not only packet switching, it is supporting the circuit switching also. Then let us see band technology. How we have a planned Bluetooth is a standard that will eliminate wires. So like all of us were using wired like devices, your wire cables. When you are connecting two devices, you are using wires to connect those two devices. Now it basically, the most important advantage of this is it eliminates the wires and cables between both stationary and mobile devices, right? Facilitate both data and voice communications. Offers the possibility of ad hoc networks and deliver synchronity between personal devices. So this is the basic feature of pan Bluetooth. Then we have how does it work? What is the topology, or what is the network behind that? Bluetooth enabled devices can automatically locate each other. Like it's a kind of thing like it. When you pair it with your devices, it is going to ask you like paired with this device. It is going to show you the list of devices which can be paired. And once you allow that, once you accept that, then it automatically gets paired with that. So once first it locates that device, and the next thing is it paired with that particular device. Topology is established on a temporary and random basis. Up to 8 Bluetooth devices may be networked together in a master-slave relationship to form a piconet. So basically when we have a master-slave relationship, when we are covering, actually it is basically have a topology which can connect up to 8 devices. Like at a constant, like at a time, you can connect the device, 8 devices can simultaneously be connected with that uh, your different devices can be connected, right? Now let us see how it connects and how it works. One is master. So one device could be taken as a master device which controls and set up the network, so which is basically having all the devices on its system. Like it is showing the list of devices. All the devices operate on the same channel and follow the same frequency hopping sequence. So this would be a requirement for that. Two or more piconet interconnected to form a scatternet. So yes, you may require two or more piconet in that case. Only one master for each piconet, right? A device can't be masters for two piconets. The slave of one piconet can be the master of another piconet. So it is like how it covers the area, how it uses the piconet. It basically forms the master slave technology, uses that particular topology. Let us see what is ad hoc network connection. Ad hoc is a network connection method which is most often associated with wireless devices, right? The connection is established for the duration of one session and requires no base station. So like no device is taken it as a main device or master device. You may take it as a every device is taking as like they can be connected. Instead, device discover other devices within range to form a network for those computers. Devices may search for target nodes that are out of range by flooding the network with broadcast that are forwarded by each node. Right? Connections are possible over multiple nodes. Routing protocols then provide stable connections even if nodes are moving around. So this is one of the advantage. Let us talk about piconet, because we are just listening about this device and this term is repeating number of times. Let us talk about piconet. So piconet is nothing, it is an ad hoc computer network of devices using Bluetooth technology protocols to allow one master device. So there would be one master device and the other devices which are connecting to it, it would be the slaves devices. And like I told you, the Bluetooth technology can connect up to 8. So it is covering like one is your master and master device to interconnect with up to 7 active slaves devices. So there would be other slave devices that can be connected, right? Up to 255 further slave devices can be inactive or parked, which the master device can bring into active status at any time. So this is how it works. It actually covers that particular number of devices. Now let us see how does it work and what is the architecture behind it. Bluetooth is a standard for tiny radio frequency chips that can be plugged into your devices, right? So it is that is basically a single chip. So over here we can see that there are a number of devices which uh, which is having the Bluetooth technology. So most of the devices we are generally using in our day-to-day life. Let us start with the first thing, that is a headset, projector, DVD player, personal digital assistant, printer, notebook, your scanner, mobile telephone, you have smartphone or any phone, info you have digital watches or you have other things like what you wear, digital camera, mobile disk drive and refrigerator. So these are the number of devices in which nowadays we can see that Bluetooth technology is, Bluetooth chip is already inserted into that device. These chips are designed to take all of the information that your wires normally send and transmit it at a special frequency to something called a receiver Bluetooth chip, right? The information is then transmitted to your device. So this is how it works. So here we have number of devices and the chip is inserted into that and we can use them. So let us see, like I have already told you, like number of devices which are Bluetooth enabled or that have the inbuilt chip into it. That could be telephone, headsets, computer systems, cameras, PDAs, cars, etc. So this is like most of the things we are using in our daily life. This is very very important. Like when we are talking about Bluetooth technology, it is basically connecting the devices. Yes, it is going to connect the devices and you can transfer any data, and you can like without using wires. The most important thing is without using wires you are connecting with that particular device. So let us see some of the architecture, some of the chips that we have. Bluetooth products, Bluetooth enable PC cards. So you have PC card also. Then we have Bluetooth enabled cell phones, right? And then we have Bluetooth enabled headset. And this is what is the future, like why we are using this. Basically the future of this technology becoming a standard is likely, like you may say, everybody is using the technology. And because it is very easy, here we have seen it is very very easy to make a connection using Bluetooth technology. So here, like if you see, it is basically giving you a number of features which can be used in our day-to-day life. Like you are connecting to the devices and it is basically maintaining the communication between devices and the internet, and we have the data synchronization among that, right? And it offers you a very very good speed. Like Bluetooth offers data speeds of up to 1 Mbps and up to 10 meters. So it is going to cover 10-meter distance also at the same time. Like sometimes we used to have webinars and we used to keep our headsets rather than sitting in front of it, and sometimes we can work along it with the help by wearing that headset, and that headset is automatically capturing that range. And if we go beyond that range, obviously the data, it cannot capture that particular data, right? So here what we see, that is a range is to be followed. This is very very important. Like if we are talking about the data speed, that is up to 1 Mbps and 10 meters, a short range wireless radio technology. So it is going to cover that particular area, right? And beyond that it is not going to give you a benefit, because like if you go outside that range, it is not going to connect with that particular network. And if you are covering that particular area like 10 meters, or like might be possible, we can have more advanced devices, more advanced Bluetooth devices nowadays, which can capture, which can basically covers 20, rather than 20 you can have 20 meters range also. But again it would be like you have to maintain a short range only, otherwise it is not going to work, right? So yes, it would be your short range wireless radio technology, because if you are not coming within that range, it is not going to capture the signal, right? Your data could be, I told you, it is basically having your synchronous and asynchronous, both data can be maintained, plus it is using the packet switching as well as circuit switching methods, right? And over here, like we can have the most important thing, that is the topology, right? Which is basically formed, and that topology, we can say that up to 8 Bluetooth devices may be networked together in a master slave relationship to form a piconet. So basically when we have the topology, when we followed any network, like we are communicating a person, we are using we are connecting the different devices and we are using bus topology or star topology. There are number of topologies that can be formed, but here we use the master slave relationship, where we have one master and that is controlling all the other Bluetooth enabled devices, right? You have one device which is connected with other devices, which is actually connecting and controlling the other devices. So this is how it basically works. So you have one device, one master, which actually controlling and setting up the connections with other, or you may say pairing the devices with other associated devices, right? So over here, like we can say that, and it builds a very strong connection if it is within the range, right? Again, if any of the device go beyond the range, so that is not connected to that particular master device. So it is very important, like whenever you use Bluetooth devices, point that needs to be kept in mind, that is you should be checking like what is my coverage area, and if you go beyond that coverage area, that device is not connected with your network. Because like you have networks, you have network connections at your home also, and you may say that particular device, that wireless device is going to connect within 10 meters or 20 meters. Basically it is not 20 meters, you may say ki limit would be 20 meters, but it is actually covering only 10 to 15 meters range, right? And it is giving for best results, because you might be getting 20 meters range, but the results are not very much accurate. Sometimes it gets in that area you will get a network connection, and you can connect with, you can pair with devices, but most of the time your network connection fails, and it, if you, okay, your net is not very slow, or your net, you are not connected with the internet. So better whenever you use the Bluetooth technology, make sure you are covering that particular range, right? So here a device can't be masters for two piconets, right? You cannot say that whenever we have one piconet means you have a one master and seven slaves. So here we cannot say that a device can be a master for covering two topologies, two master slaves technology. So it could be a master of either one or the other. So only one master for each piconet. So it is like this, like suppose one network, one piconet you are forming, and here this would be my first one master, and there could be others seven slaves out of it. You cannot say that this is my master for this piconet also, no. So this would be your another uh, like another topology, or you may say another connection for it. You cannot have a device that can be for one more than one master, right? So yes, it is very important, like when we talk about ad hoc network connection, it is a piconet network connection only, because piconet is nothing. Piconet is also an ad hoc network connection of devices using Bluetooth protocols. So when we talk about protocols means like we have different protocols for connecting the devices, right? Like how you are going to transfer your data from one device to another device. So it could be like you may, yes, the architecture is followed behind that. You might be using secured protocols, you might be using like how what is the what is the architecture behind that particular technology. So here what we say that there would be a one master and there could be a maximum up to seven slaves, right? So this is how it is covered. Like you are using, suppose I am taking another example, up to 255 further slave devices can be inactive or parked, which the master device can bring into active state at any time. So there could be a list of devices in the list when you have Bluetooth connection. Like when you check out for Bluetooth connection, you just press on your system, like where whatever system you are using, either you as computer or smartphones. So over there you can see, you can click on the Bluetooth devices and check out like how many devices are there. Almost everyone is finding 6 or 7 devices, but there could be 255 slaves devices can be seen at a time, but we can pair it up to only 7. So there, this topology have only 8. You can pair the devices only with 8 devices. You can have, you cannot more than have, you cannot have more than 8 connections, and one is your master, in between them, right? So seven would be your slaves. Yes, you might be, it might be possible you may the see other devices, but if you pair it with any other device and you are going beyond that particular slaves, like seven slaves, so one of them can be disconnected. So this is like it becomes automatically inactive in that mode. So always like, yeah, you can check it out, you can try it once, like how it forms the piconet, because it is very very important. And you should know, like while using Bluetooth technology, these are the like architecture, these are the characteristics of particular technology, how we can connect it, because we are not connecting more than one device, right? We are just connecting with our phones, or we are just connecting with our digital watches, and just to check out like what are the to tuning our times in digital watches. Or you may say it might be possible like you are receiving a call through your digital watches. Yes, it could be possible, yes, you are connected with the technology, but the only thing is if you are connecting with it, but the you may make sure also ki like you are paired with the right device. If you are paired with some like if you have given, if you don't have don't paired with the right device, your data can be, like if you accept that part, you may receive it and you can be paid. But most of the time every device has its own security. It may use some passwords, or like you may have the acceptance, you may receive a message to accept that, then only you are paired with that device. Until and unless, like if you are not accepting that, you are not going to connect with that particular device, right? Now let us see the other things, like what could be the other features of this. So the future with a very strong industry pushing behind it, success in is in, yes. So basically we can see that Bluetooth is yes, it is a booming technology because it is connecting without any wire. So that's why most of the companies, most of the organizations are using this technology. Bluetooth will soon be known as Bluetooth 2.2, as they are trying to develop the product to better fulfill the needs of the customer. You may be seeing in the future like we can pair more users at the same time, and it is like it is going to cover more range also, right? Because I like we have studied about 10 meters range it is going to cover, but also like in future we may have the like not as a short range, it might be covering larger range also. Often with new technology, early changes mean reconstruction. Not with Bluetooth, instead there will be an improvement to the existing standard. So yes, every time when we develop any software, even our mobile is coming with a new version, yes, we have better features in that, right? We try to like satisfy the customer, so that or the customer is more like benefited with that particular technology. At the same time we are maintaining the cost of that, like it would not be like affecting the financial of part of the customer. Rather than financial part, we would be focusing on how we are going to connect with more number of customers. So behind any technology we can see that, like if we want to have more connections, right? So obviously everybody is going to use that, like my whenever you purchase any device, you are going to check it out whether my this device is Bluetooth enabled or not, right? Why you are going to check it? Because there are number of advantages that we have discussed just now for using the devices, right? So hope you have understood like what are the characteristics, what are the features of Bluetooth devices. And there are number of devices, and even today we are using all of the devices, right? There is nothing like we are not using any one of the device. Refrigerator we have at our home, digital camera, your digital watches, mobile phones, scanner, printer, everything is, every device is having a Bluetooth chip inside it which you can use it. But might be possible like if you are using the old devices, it may not be having that particular chip, right? But nowadays whatever device, whatever devices you are purchasing, most of the devices are Bluetooth enabled technologies, right? So hope you understood the session, hope you understood what is Bluetooth technology and how, what is the architecture, what are the technical things behind that. Hope you understood and hope you like the session. Thank you.